those large hammers and anvils inside your enormous ears. He's living in a sound chamber. Everything is amplified, the doctor explained. And as sound is a form of touch, certain vowels in words, certain tones, will cause a faster vibration and pain him more than other sounds. The doctor sent us home with those blaze orange industrial strength ear protectors that you conveniently left on the bus. If the wind blew from the east, you could hear the bells pealing in St. Petersburg. You claimed that the monks at St. Alexander Nevsky Lavra ushered morning in with songs that started bright, but stanza by stanza bent to unbearable sadness. That's when the monks jumped, you said, as jumping was the only way to outstrip sorrow. You wrote this all down, how you could hear the gradations of sound on the chromatic scale, halftones, quarter tones, that only the monks have mastered. You've assured me that you don't recall having placed your ear to the mud at the river's edge to hear the water's quiet susurration. But you recorded with what patience water reshapes shoal and shore. How patient? One particle of sand, one bit of stone at a time. You have suffered on account of your ears. I'm sorry your date walked out on you. That's a city girl for you. I will say that your choice of online dating services, Desperate.com, doesn't inspire confidence. At any rate, you did not ask for your ears, and I fear they have been a burden, your affliction. It may be slim consolation, but I assure you we all suffer in some way or another. When I was young, I was afflicted by a ferocious need to prove, if only to myself, that I was a clever girl. I don't know what Rudy's particular affliction was. I think it may have been an overwhelming desire to know love in the physical sense. He had not been popular with the girls at school, and this even with a Fu Manchu mustache. What was your grandfather's particular affliction? His younger brother, Maris. Agony. Your grandfather slept it, wept it, ate it, and drank it on account of Uncle. This is a kind of love, to be tormented on behalf of another, to grieve for one whom he thinks may be lost. I don't know if this is a healthy love, but it is a love all the same. We could say the problem was one of personalities. They were utterly different, your grandfather Eric's and Uncle Maris. Your grandfather was a man of the earth, a man who felt keenly, especially as he stood knee-deep in an open grave, gravity and the weight of time pushing on his bones. The world is all stone, he'd sometimes say, when he'd come home after a long day of digging. I suppose this is why, over the years, he had become a quiet man. What does one say in the presence of so much weight? And I suppose this is why Uncle Maris was so noisy. Uncle filled your grandfather's quiet with sound. One man's steady drive into the earth, the other countered with erratic, brilliant flight. Mother was less generous in her assessment of Uncle. She said he was like a hedgehog, a difficult animal to love as it is a proud creature, slow to listen and quick to make a point. Even if Uncle had not made the scene at the hall, Mother's dissenting vote was almost automatic in nature, as Mother and Father rarely agreed on anything. Maybe you recall the time you asked them where you would go when you died. Into the ground, Mother said. Heaven, Father said. Father believed that the invisible things, truth, time, love, regret, memory, manifested themselves visibly if one knew how to look, really look. Invisible faith takes palpable imagination, but it is apprehended in the smallest of actions.